back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today we're covering NWA Saturday Night on TBS from August the 25th of 1990. I am sitting here with Doc and Hardbody Harper. Harper, before we hit the red light, was very salty, and he's got great reason why. It's got something to do with women. Not his woman, but just women in general. And Doc, he's over there flapping in his, I don't know.
What?
He's happy.
What?
He's in a good mood.
Well, yeah, what?
Nothing. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say something, but I'll keep it to myself. So I'll ask, Harper, I'll go to you first. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Better than Bob Saget.
Wow.
I know, right?
Did they say what happened to him?
He died.
Yeah,
Obviously.
They didn't say there was no signs of foul play, not like he OD'd, and because that's what people were saying. Oh, he probably OD'd. I was like, he's 65 years old. We still think he's doing 8 balls and shit in a fucking hotel room at 65 years old.
It'd be pretty cool if he was.
That would be pretty awesome, but
Yeah.
That's his business, whatever he wants to do.
Damn right.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I never
Bob
watched
Saget.
Full House. I never watched America's Funniest Home Videos. I appreciate his foul-mouthed humor.
Yes.
I watched it. I mean, it was YouTube before YouTube to watch stupid videos.
Okay.
You know, the thing about that, if you did watch Full House and then you saw what he was after Full House in the last few years.
It was kind of like when Shivani started cursing on his podcast.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, damn, you think of him as Danny Tanner or whatever, and he's like, this guy's taking care of his kids and he's a single father and blah blah blah, and then he's just clean cut, all American, and then he's just a foul-mouthed bastard. It was glorious.
Nobody's clean cut, pal.
Nobody.
Yeah. Nobody. Clean cut.
Nobody. I agree.
Everybody's got dirt on their hands.
On that note, special shout out to our largest page contributors monthly, Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Mike Childry, and Joe Ice. Thank you very much for your generous support on Patreon. And I got a couple of new patrons and annual patrons who moved over from monthly to annual. So shout out to longtime patron Andy T. Andy went annual. Thanks, Andy. Robert Chase, new patron, and Kieran LW, new patron as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for becoming a patron. Now, on that particular note, I think, Doc, it is time to get into this week's episode of Saturday Night on TBS from August the 25th, 1990. Why are you doing that? It was only 53 minutes. They even clipped.
That's a good time. That's a good length of a good nap.
All right, so let's talk about it. NWA Saturday Night on TBS from August the 25th of 1990. Jim Ross and Bob Cottle opened the show. We are taping again from the Georgia Mountain Center. They taped this on August the 13th. Couldn't find the attendance, though, so there's that. When JR and Bob open the show, they say, we may find out exactly who the Black Scorpion is today. I got a spoiler alert for you. It's not going to happen for another 4 months, so don't worry about finding out who exactly it is. And then Bob Cottle throws it to a Black Scorpion promo that is exactly 5 seconds. More on that later. Why would we want to hear that?
We need to set the tempo.
Are you freaking kidding me? It's 5 seconds.
No, let's hear it.
Here it is.
I have a message for Sting.
Wow, yeah, we really needed that. I have a message from Sting. We're going to hear more later, but you had to hear that. Right,
he sounded just like Shockmaster.
No.
Yeah. Maybe it's the same guy.
You could really tell who it is. Not that you know, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's clear as day.
But was he wearing a black shirt and overalls? Suspenders?
Didn't look like it. Hard to tell, though, in this non-HD. You know what I'm saying?
I got a message for Sting.
Damn, he sounds like the guy from Inspector Gadget.
It sure does.
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
And you know what? You know what's funny? I got to find the email because I was supposed to make a note of this, and I'm glad you brought it up. Mark Wilson, one of our longtime patrons, sent me a link, and it was, I don't know if y'all realize this, Inspector Gadget, like, it was more than one person that did the voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a bunch, like, it got out of hand how many people did the voice. I mean, there were like a number of people, like more than 5. So he sent me this compilation. It's on YouTube. It's like of all the people who did the voice. And I swear, man, the first guy, his name was Frank Welker, I think is the guy's name. It sounds just like a Black Scorpion.
I think he did a bunch of Scooby-Doo stuff too.
Well, he sounds just like the freaking Black Scorpion. This guy. I mean, as Inspector Gadget, but you're right. Which one of y'all was doing that voice? Because goddamn, that was good.
That was Doc.
No, it was Harper.
Wow. I'm impressed, Doc. You actually did something well for the first time ever.
Yeah, do it, Doc.
I can't.
It was Harper. All right, let's go.
Next time, Gadget.
Dude,
Next time.
You know, the only time you saw that guy's face was the action figure.
I didn't watch the program a lot, Harper, so I'm going to take your word on that.
You never saw the guy's face.
I know, but I didn't watch the damn cartoon regularly.
And the only time
I didn't either.
You saw it was the action figure and your little plastic bubble. You know how when that the packaging, it was fucking blacked out so you couldn't see it. So you had to buy it to fucking see the asshole.
Wait,
how many people
I've had to pay money to see an asshole before too.
How many people opened the package and just looked at it anyway?
All of them.
like didn't buy it, like opened it in the store.
And then your grandma that took you to the store is fussing at you. Now I'm gonna have to buy that. God, just put it back before anybody sees us.
Oh.
I had a friend of mine. We were in a department store. I would say department store when the LJN figures came out, and God, what was the name? Was it Zayers? Remember Zayers, Harper?
Yeah,
maybe been Zayers. But anyway, this is right when the LJN figures came out, and this fool was trying to steal Hulk Hogan figure. Now, everybody listening to this knows how big the LJN figures were. They were not little G.I. Joe figures that you could easily just tuck away in a pocket or your drawers or whatever, sock, whatever you have. No, it's a big old figure. So he actually is getting busted, I think, as he's about to take it. And I'm just standing there looking at him. So the guy comes back, like one of the workers is like, "Hey, what are y'all doing?" He's like, "Oh, nothing." He's like, "This package is open." Well, I don't know how, but he got the belt off, the little plastic world title belt. That fool took that. He had that.
Well, that was the best thing because that was the only way to get the belt. He was the only guy that came with it.
Right, and that was the thing. So when he finally got Hogan, he had 2 belts. So that was his tag belts.
Except the British Bulldogs, they also came with the tag belts.
Yeah, but they were on though.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, he took a tag belt from Zayers and
Your thieving ass. And then what the fuck they gonna do with it? They gonna put it back in a package and fucking do what?
Well, it was funny because he gave the worker the I guess it was an assistant manager. I don't know.
Yeah.
He gave the worker the friggin'. He's like, "Look, it's open. We were just looking at it, because we don't have them." I was like, "Bro, don't you fucking put me in this shit." I wasn't doing nothing but standing there, but my point is, like, the worker didn't realize the belt was off of it. He just looked and saw the package was open. He didn't even say anything. So he was sleight of hand with that, getting that belt and putting it in his pocket as he handed it to the worker.
I remember one time that they used to have these little, like, military figures. They were like the elaborate little green army men. They were called Guts. I
know what you're talking about, yeah.
And they had them at the KB Toys at fucking Lakeside. Well, at every mall, and they're right up front. And a friend of mine just fucking takes and just walks off. I'm like, fuck. All right. And I grabbed like 2 of them and I just fucking walked off. I was like, this is fucking easy. And I was like, no one gives a shit. And we stole a whole bunch of those fucking little gut guys. Because they were like right up front to where you basically don't even got to walk in there to fucking touch them.
What would have happened if you got caught back when you got home that day, Harper?
Oh, I would have lied and said it was some black kid from the 7th Ward.
That's exactly, always the right answer.
He's not lying. That's exactly what he actually would have said.
That's always the right answer. Were you shopping while being black again, Mike?
Okay. Well, we didn't cover it, but the match that was just happening there was the Rock and Roll Express versus Brian Carr and Zan Panzer. We got a picture-in-picture promo from the Rock and Roll Express talking about Doom and Teddy Long. And JR mentions on commentary that in the upcoming wrestling wrap-up segment that we'll hear more from the Black Scorpion, so a more extended promo. And Rock and Roll win with a double drop kick over Gibson. Double drop kick, and then they think Gibson was the one who pinned Carr. We then go to Teddy Long, and I got a note. I got to play this because I've got something from it, because he calls the Rock and Roll Express two magpies.
People just saw is the Rock and Roll Express, Heckle and Jekyll, two magpies just beat up on two individuals that are not Doom. Well, Rock and Roll Express, if you'd have been in a ring with the Soul Brothers Doom, the NWA World Tag Team Champions, that would have never happened. Now, I'm getting sick and tired of you, Robert Gibson. I'm getting sick and tired of you, Ricky Morton, running, hiding, peeping and sliding, doing everything you can to stay away from the Soul Brothers Doom. Well, you'll never be 5 times NWA World Tag Team Champions. The only thing you're going to be is rid of the National Wrestling Alliance.
Doc, was that you chuckling over there, or was it just a sniffle?
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
Oh, okay. I thought one of y'all were laughing at something, but
what do you call them? Meat pies?
Magpies, I thought he called them.
Isn't that a type of bird?
Well, so I looked it up, not the proper dictionary, but I was like, let me go to Urban Dictionary and see what we can find here.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's not bad, actually. It says someone who hangs at the train station or bus stop or anywhere public all day long, usually asking for a cigarette, spare change, or pocket lint, usually unemployed and unemployable, using nothing but slang and usually impossible to get rid of until threatened with violence. And I thought that's funny because he just described like a night with a clucker hopper and like Ricky and Robert aren't the first people you think of as people panhandling.
He sounds like some asshole you see walking down Chefman Tour Highway.
That's what it sounded like when I read that magpie definition on Urban Dictionary. So, again, it's not that bad. What do you say, Harper?
You got a cigarette? You got $1?
Nah, man, leave me alone. So that's the definition of a magpie. Doc, what did you have from the promo, if anything?
Nothing.
All right. Well, I know Harper doesn't have anything, so we're going to go now to the wrestling wrap-up with Bob Caudle and Sting and more from the Black Scorpion. If this gets cut out of the YouTube version, you'll have to download the show. There's a little audio track in the background, so it may end up getting cut out of YouTube, but here it is.
And this week on the Wrestling Wrap-Up, we're going to be hearing some comments from the mysterious Black Scorpion, the man, the World Heavyweight Champion Sting, has signed to defend his championship against live here on TBS on September 5th. Sting, do you know anything about this man? And if not, how are you preparing to wrestle him?
Well, I have no idea, Bob, who this guy is, the Black Scorpion. I have no clue. No one's saying anything to me. I've seen this little bit right now. I want to see a little bit more here in a few minutes, and I want to give everybody out there the opportunity to see the same thing that I'm going to see for the first time. He is an unknown. How do I prepare for something like that? Well, you just have to go for broke. If it's Ric Flair, if it's Arn Anderson, any of the other stars in the NWA, at least I have an idea on how to prepare for something like that. But this guy here, Bob, the Black Scorpion, I have no idea who he is, but I said on national TV on so many different occasions now that I would defend it against anybody worthy enough. Obviously, he must be. So I'm going to defend it.
Maybe we can get an idea who he is, Sting. And to do that, fans, let's watch this.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Sting, are you listening? Of course you are. You're too much of a hero and a champion to refuse to hear this tape. Sting, I am going to destroy you. A long time has passed since you last saw me. Oh yes, you know me. Or at least you did. But don't try to track me down, it won't help. Even if you saw my face in light, you wouldn't recognize me. My face doesn't look the same. Curious? I imagine you are. Of course you are. I want you to be thinking, be concerned, maybe even a little scared. Soon, I intend for you to be terrified. Think back. Who could it be that would hate you enough to want to see you a broken, defeated man? Maybe a little clue will help. How about California in '86? Think about it, Sting. Think about who I am, and remember this. You'll have a chance to find out on September 5th at the Clash at Mountain Madness. I'll be there, waiting.
All right, Doc. We were talking about this offline probably a month ago. What did you think about the Black Scorpion's first, I'll call it long promo, since he did a short one earlier?
He made Sting's promo sound good.
Wasn't that bad.
Who?
I mean, the angle's dumb, but the promo wasn't horrendous.
Who?
Black Scorpion.
It was terrible.
Yeah. I don't know if I should be.
Go ahead, Harper.
I don't know if I should be scared or turned on with that deep voice. It's like, guess what I'm doing right now?
I mean, if you were 8 years old.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're a little kid, you're like, oh, my God, what the fuck?
That's what they were catering to right there.
Yeah, you think?
He references California in 1986 and tells Sting to think about who he is. He promises that he'll have a chance to find out on the 6th at the Clash who he is. Boy.
It's Al Perez, isn't it? Wasn't he the first one?
At the Clash, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
this is terrible.
There's a second. We'll talk about it. I won't give it away right now. We'll talk about it on
this
the Patreon.
This is minor league bullshit.
Yeah.
And again, this is August 25th. Like, this angle has months to play out. They string this along week after week after week after week. This is actually not bad. And I only say that because there is some real hokey horse shit they do at, I think, Halloween Havoc. I think it's Halloween Havoc. They do some real
Just because they're about to do some worse shit doesn't mean this shit gets a pass.
Yeah. It gets bad.
All right. Fair enough. But I really can't wait to hear your reaction at Halloween Havoc. Oh, terrible. I watched it like a year ago. Again, I mean, I'd seen it before. And I was like, oh my God, this is actually worse than I remembered seeing it from many years ago. Like, I guess because I was even older. I'm like, wow, that's terrible. Like, that looks horrible. It looks like some Hollywood. You know how you fuss nowadays when you see wrestling go too Hollywood or try too hard? It's worse than that. Like, it's worse than the stupidity you'll see on wrestling cable nowadays. But we'll get there.
Great. Can't fucking wait.
Yeah.
Brian Pillman in the next match is taking on James Earl Wright. JR and Bob Cottle discuss what we just heard from the Black Scorpion. They're trying their hardest to put this thing over. Once again, it's obvious this thing is for the kids, and no sensible adult is buying into it. But hey, that's what happens when you got Jim Herd behind the wheel and someone who doesn't know anything about wrestling, although, you know, Ole's also right behind this thing. Pillman is going to hit right with the springboard clothesline, and he wins the match fairly quickly. Doc, any thoughts on Pillman versus James Earl Wright?
So what happened to his tag teams? What both of these guys are supposedly in tag teams.
Oh yeah, that's true, huh?
Oh, that's not over.
Oh.
Well, you know it's not over for State Patrol. I mean, they're going to be tag teaming until 1998, 99, and beyond. Them dudes stuck together through thick and thin, man. Come on. They got another decade to go. Pillman?
Can you imagine what would happen if, like, whoever's the yes man, Pat or Bruce or whoever, grabbed a tape of the Black Scorpion and showed Vince, and then their reaction?
Like right now, today in 2022?
No, in 1990.
I mean, did they have room to talk? Papa Shango? Do I need to really
Yeah,
go
for
down
real,
the list
huh?
of cartoon stupidity that they had? Bastion Booger? I mean, like, really? I mean, they would have laughed at it, but they would have had no room to laugh. It'd have been very hypocritical. You didn't watch it, though, so you don't know. You didn't see none of that stupidity. That's why you're like, I don't know, Harper. I mean, do you agree? Harper, you remember the cartoon era from WWF?
Yeah.
What did you think the first time you saw Papa Shango? I mean, we were old enough to know this is stupid. What the hell is this crap?
I mean, what do you want me to say? It's like when
No,
they made the fucking Undertaker bleed. I mean, when they made the Warrior bleed black blood and shit.
Yeah, I mean, they did a lot of dumb cartoon stuff. So I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
Vince would have. I'm guessing, Doc, to your point, they would have looked at him. Oh God, goddamn pal, look at this stupid shit. But they didn't have room to talk. It'd have been typical, it'd have been a typical wrestling promoter hypocrisy. Making fun of something else that the other promotion's doing when you're doing just as bad or worse. Harper, go ahead.
I mean, they got this idea from somewhere.
Yeah.
From them.
What idea?
Of doing cartoon goofy shit like this.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the year where the ability to talk shit in the ring just got killed. Like, this is the break in the chain where we're like, man, they don't talk shit today. I feel like this is the year that started that tradition going out the window.
Yeah, I agree. I told you the studio is perfect for the shit talk.
It is. You can create a connection and a reaction with those fans.
Yeah.
Because they're right there. Like, they are, feet
On
away
top
from
of
you.
you.
On top of you. I mean, even the people right across on the other side of the ring. Okay, so at most, they're 20 feet, 25 feet away. But then you got the people on the sides. You're talking into the camera. There's a true feeling of connection. And then, you got people like Dusty who couldn't no-sell anything, and they're calling people in the studio audience as the top babyface. He's, you fat whale. I'm sorry, the person called him a big fat whale, and he said, you could take your fat ass and get out of here if you don't like it. But then you got Rick, talking lots of smack. You got Tully and Arn. Let's go back to 1985. How about we do that? Kidding. But yeah, man, they've let it go. It's pretty bad. Okay, so we'll keep moving, and Sid Vicious cuts a picture, not a picture-in-picture. He cuts a promo, and he said if Flair doesn't get the U.S. title from Luger, then he'll be happy to do it. And then we go to Sid Vicious versus Alan Kinsey. Went way too long, 4 minutes, but Sid does dominate Kinsey, and he wins with the powerbomb. Sid wins. Doc, any thoughts before we keep moving?
Too long.
Yes. He should have squashed this guy like in like 20 seconds.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate, Doc, because somebody out there, they'll say, well, they would have long matches with enhancement talent in the studio sometimes, and y'all didn't fuss about it. But I feel like
that's
we
different.
Did.
Magnum didn't,
and the Road Warriors didn't. We know that. But
right.
Fair enough.
And
now,
so
the
my
Horsemen,
point is this. If you want to send Buddy Landell and Barry Horowitz out to do an 8-minute match, I get it.
Fair enough. Not Sid versus Munchkin out there. Right.
No.
So after Sid wins, We are then going to go to I think it's the Junkyard Dog versus Dutch Mantel. Now, I had some stuff from this.
Hey.
What, the commercials?
That was Doc's idol, wasn't it?
Who? Clint Eastwood?
No, wasn't that fucking Noel Ryan?
Oh, the first, yeah, that was
Yeah.
Nolan. That was the Bic commercial, the old Bic commercial, I think.
Bic. Like the razors?
I think so. Let me see,
Oh.
because I didn't make a note of it when I was watching. I just fast forwarded through it, but I think it was the Bic commercial. Hey Doc, were you a big Nolan Ryan fan back then?
Sure, why not?
You really weren't. He didn't follow it. Doc's not. Doc is a Ranger fan when they make the playoffs and start looking decent. Other than that, Doc ain't keeping up with 162 games, and it's just what it is. Doc, the next match is the Junkyard Dog versus Dutch Mantel. Now, we're told.
I got a timestamp.
Why
do
is
too. Junkyard 2 words?
WCW? I mean, what do you want me to say here?
God,
he's gotten fatter since the last time we saw him.
Right, he's a big old boy. Bro, look how big he is.
He's fat. He can't even walk. He waddles. He waddles like the fat people in Walmart.
And he's terrible in this match.
Oh, he's horrendous.
He's embarrassing in this match. He really is. Go to 2704 for me.
Okay, I will. I've got one before that, but I will go to 2704. Actually, I have that one, so I will go to it. First off, I want to mention this. So we're told JYD weighs 310 pounds. Doc, we were just talking about his weight. Harper, we were just talking about his weight. How much do you think JYD weighs right now? You first, Harper, when you see him walk to the ring.
Well, how tall
he's 6'2". He's 6'2". He's about 6'2". So
they say he weighs 313.
They say he weighs 310 right here. What do you think he weighs? 6'2".
I think he weighs more than that.
Okay, give me a weight.
About 325, 330. Maybe.
Go ahead.
About not 350, huh?
I wrote down about 335, 340.
Yeah.
Max. I mean, he's round, dude. It's pretty damn bad.
Yeah, like he's just a big old fat boy.
It's pitiful. Doc, what do you think he weighs?
My number in my head before you said it was 335.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're all in the same range. I mean, he easily, I'm thinking 335.
I mean, I'm not going to marry. He's 400 pounds. I mean, that's stupid, but I mean, he's huge.
I mean, keep in mind.
And how old is he here?
Oh, I forget how old he is right here.
Black don't crack, dude. You don't even know.
He's in his 30s, huh?
No, he's older than that. It's 1990.
Oh, is he? Oh.
Hold on, let me see. I
Doc
got
will
it
look
coming
up.
here. He is.
He's 41, 40. What? No, he's
37.
He's only 37?
You see?
Jesus. Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, I'm doing the math wrong. All right. You know why I say 335?
Oh yeah, fuck. That's how you know he's fat because he's fucking got the pack of hot dogs on the back of his neck.
He's right. I mean, you know how I know he's
got a pack of hot dogs everywhere.
you know how I know he's not 310 because in 82 Mid-South, early 83 or 82, I'll say 82 especially. He's not ripped bodybuilder wise, but he's cut. You know, he's got definition. I mean, in those photos at 6'2", you can look at him and be like, shit, he's 230 pounds. And
whoa.
I think so.
You think he gained that much weight in those?
Yes.
Harper, I mean, you can go look at those. You can go look at some of the images of him in those matches, man. He ain't skinny and he ain't ripped like a bodybuilder, but he's toned and he's got abs and he's got shoulders and his thighs look good. And I mean, he's 6'2". So at 6'2", to be as defined as he was and have as much muscle as he did at 6'2", I'm giving him easily a good 225. So if he's 225, then I could look at him right here and go, damn, he looks like he's about 100 pounds heavier than that.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at a picture of him back then. Yeah, bro. He probably gained 100 pounds, bro.
I'm thinking that's why I said 335.
Yeah. Wow. Look how much smaller he was.
But he's still a big man.
And even when
And
you
he's
look
breathing.
at
He's breathing
the
hard
even the
there.
fucking WWE, the WWF one, he's so much smaller. And
he had gained a lot of weight then.
Right.
He's just
Well,
huge here, man.
He just said, "Fuck it."
Bro, he really
everything.
did. He just let himself go.
Bro.
And it's a shame because this is what people remember him by.
Yep.
That's the tragedy of it. But so again, there's no way he's only 310. We do get a picture-in-picture from Dog. He mentions Mean, Mark, and Paulie. Nothing much though on that. And then hold on, I'm gonna go back and then I'm gonna go to your timestamp, Doc, because I've got one from something JR says that I need to play at 23:22. So it's coming up here.
Dude. I'm
What's
looking
that?
at a picture from 1982.
He's ripped.
He's like a black fucking action figure.
He really is. He looks like a movie star. I mean, he's looks great.
Looks like a fucking He-Man toy.
Yep.
Holy shit!
Mm-hmm.
And this is 10 years later.
No, it's just
Not
8
even
years
10
later.
years. Yeah, that's crazy.
You can look at him at the beginning of 1982 in Mid-South, and he looks phenomenal.
He is in great shape.
Was.
Yeah, was. Man, that's crazy.
Pretty damn pitiful, bro.
Bruh.
Pretty damn pitiful. All right, I've got a timestamp here that I got to play. I want you to listen to what JR says about JYD.
Junkyard Dog, a big man. I tell you what, both JYD just over 310, 315 pounds. When he goes into a restaurant, he doesn't ask for the menu, he asks for an estimate.
Yeah, so what they have, bring it all, huh? Yes, JYD has been around for quite a little while.
He doesn't ask for a menu, he asks for an estimate when he goes to a restaurant.
Yeah.
And that is Thunderbolt Patterson just tearing up the commentary.
Stealing money is what he's doing.
Stealing. 100% stealing money. All right, you said 2704, right, Doc?
Yeah. Look how slow he is here.
Yeah,
he can't
bro.
move.
Watch this.
He's immobile. Oh, you want to? Okay, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it with the audio. Here it is.
Now fighting back, you got to hand it to Mantell. He's got a lot of fire.
Yeah, he's putting up a good fight.
He misses the
JYD went downstairs and comes back with that headbutt.
Look at
Well, there's no doubt, Jim. Dog is landing the harder punches in the match.
Mantell moved out of the way.
Watch out.
What am I looking for when I rewind it, Doc?
2702. Just let it run with the no sound. And look how slow he is. Right there.
He can't move. All right, here it is. What? I was on 2702. Did you see it? It jumped back.
Yeah. All right.
All right, it's coming. Here it comes.
Goes for the pin.
When he
But
gets
now
up?
he's got to get back up, which wore him out.
He can't even sell.
Yeah.
He's so
Look at
blown up,
that.
he can't sell.
Uh-huh.
And Dutch is in there working for him.
He's just going through the motions and just kind of, man, bro. He's like those old fat guys you see like on those turd shows.
I mean, I hate to say it, but you're right. And then he
Look at
messes up
that.
the
Oh my
thump. Did you see the
God!
thump?
Was that a
Yeah.
pop slam?
Look at that finish.
Oh.
Hot finish. I'm just going to body slam you for this.
Oh
finish.
my God. It's supposed to be a power slam because he goes down with them.
No, it's not even a power slam. It's the thump. And the thing was,
God.
what he would do back in the day, Mid-South, and he's done it here actually, right? He picks you up and then kind of holds you up, does a half turn around, and then he puts you down and he lands with you. Back in Mid-South, it looks great because he's mobile, he gets you up easy, And then when he goes down, the weight of him, he's not that big, and then his opponent, you hit and then they bounce up. It looks phenomenal a lot of times in Mid-South. This, it's like he just falls over. He don't even have the wind to just do it right.
He just body slams him and he just goes down with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The round mound of
everything.
That's your hero.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
So the next time that you talk about my wrestling hero being a pathetic alcoholic these days, maybe you should check yourself.
Who's that? Oh. Come on, Mike. The guy's a legend.
He is a legend, but the two things can be true. He can be a legend and an alcoholic. I mean, just because somebody's a legend doesn't mean they aren't an alcoholic. It's like the Von Erichs. I mean, people get mad when you talk about them, but look, they were great. They had personal problems. If you can't handle that, that's a you problem, not me.
Oh, okay.
It's true.
All right. You ain't got to get hot about it. Shit.
It's true, though. Boy, you want to ruffle some feathers? Go on Facebook and go in some of them Von Erich groups. Boy, those people think that the Von Erichs are God.
I'll go tell Lance that.
Oh, I'll give Lance that. Lance is realistic. Like, he ain't one of them people who's just like, oh, yeah, they're great. Now, he does talk about Michael Hayes farting on his program and stuff like that. And I guess he's going to sell that on eBay and it'll have Michael Hayes' stench on it. But no, I mean, when it comes to the Von Erichs, Lance calls it down the middle, man. He calls it like it is.
You guys still do y'all's podcast?
Yeah.
That's good.
We're into 1987 and woo!
Things are getting sketchy.
Dude, it's just crazy because I watched it all the way through, man.
Yep.
I was all into it.
Same here.
Do you have the Simpson brothers leading the way now?
No, the younger Simpson comes in later in 87, but you've got Brian Diaz. He's the top heel, right? He's being
That's a
built as the top
problem.
heel. He's actually a decent heel. He's just not a good top heel. But we talk about that we actually have a long discussion about that a couple of weeks back. And on most episodes, we'll get into it. Al Madrill is actually good as a heel with the Diaz, but again, they're not top heels. So it's just doesn't look good. You got to have something more than Brian Diaz. I'm sorry. It just, yeah. But to Harper's point, I mean, we were still watching that nonsense.
Yeah, I was watching it till Emery pulled the banner down, and the next week it says USWA. So I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, we were in it till the end.
Yeah.
All right, so we keep going, and Paulie Dangerously, he cut a promo. He talks about Sting being on the Danger Zone tomorrow on the main event. It was real short, and he also talks about JYD versus Mean Mark. Wow.
Oh my
I don't
God.
have the main event episode from that, but I need to look that up to see if I can find it on YouTube. And if somebody has it, just send it to me because I'm curious. Then we get a couple of commercials. Sid Vicious gets the Goodies Headache Powder Slam of the week. And then we go to Ric Flair versus Bob Holly. Jim Ross mentions that Flair will cut a promo later in the show. And Jim Ross also mentions that there will be a women's title match at the Clash. And Doc, just like Jim Cornette, loves women's wrestling and thinks it's the greatest thing. Right, Doc? I know you're kind of sexist. You say women never should main event. So send your hate mail to Doc Turner at DocTurner.com, I guess is his email
I think
address.
they here's the difference, and this is where your little brain is too small to comprehend this.
Oh, look, they misspelled Holly with an E.
They did misspell Holly. I have that as a note. I don't think bitches should be banned from wrestling.
Why they got to be the B word?
What?
Why they got to be the B word?
Okay, I don't think broad should be banned from wrestling. I just don't want to have to like it. You can have broads wrestle all you want. It just doesn't mean I have to watch it.
Well, now that's true, but that's not what you said.
I said bitches.
No, you just said, you said the B word should never main event a pay-per-view.
Well, not one that I'm going to watch, no.
No, okay. Cleaning it up now. He's cleaning it up, you see? He's crawfishing.
I don't know, bro.
How is that
I look at it like
crawfishing?
this, bro. If the main event of your pay-per-view is a woman's match, you got problems.
Thank you.
Oh, damn.
That means there's a lot of motherfuckers that aren't fucking doing their job and getting over.
Mm-hmm.
See the promotion
Listen
that you're talking about. Where I mean, this is
Listen to Harper.
we are talking about the WWE here. So if you're saying there's a lot of people
talking about in any promotion.
Thank
okay.
you.
I don't give a fuck. It's the indie shit down the street. If you
I mean, shit. If you had Katie Forbes fighting Harper in a wig, it would be a problem in the main event.
Not for me.
Harper, you ever felt up on that in the locker room or anything? I'm just kidding.
No,
man. I know you wouldn't.
Come on, that's Mrs. Van Dam.
I know.
Yeah,
it's a joke, man.
That's Katie, goddammit. I can't look at her like that. It's weird.
Right, Harper. Right.
I'm serious. Like I can't. It's just I can't. I can't look at her like, okay, yeah, I hit that. I can't. It's. I don't know. Katie's different. It's like she's like one of she's like one of the guys.
I'm gonna keep going. Bob Holly's name is misspelled Holley for some reason, because Holly's that's hard to spell, even though it was spelled right last week.
How do you misspell Holly?
How do you misspell Arn Anderson?
Like
How do you misspell Arn and add an E to it? You know, the graphics guy has a problem with E. They put E at the end of Arn and it looks like Arnie, and then Holly.
How come? It's obvious no one gets fired here.
Well, I mean, wrestlers get fired or let go or don't renew.
But not these Bob Holly. It's fuck.
You know, I was recording with the champ. I've been knowing the champ for 25 years. And
yeah,
it's on Patreon right now. It'll be up on the main feed eventually. But anyway, we were talking about Bob Holly and just how talented he is. And they misspell his name here. Bob's good, man. He's a hell of a wrestler.
Fucking jack, dude.
Yeah, he's very good.
And he loves them old hot rods.
Sparky Plug. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's all I think of when I think of him, and it's sad because he's really, really good. Sparky Plug. All right, well, we'll keep going. Bob Holly is in here wrestling the former world champion, Ric Flair. And Jim Ross mentions Flair. Like I said, he'll cut a promo later in the show, and he also mentions, like I already said, and which got us on this tangent, there's a women's match at the next Clash. Flair is going to finish off Holly with a big elbow, and then he wins with a figure four, Doc, that you said like 6 years ago. Flair never wins with a figure four. Well, he did here. They go about 5 minutes. Doc, any thoughts?
It went too long. I don't like him begging off on Bob Holly. I don't know. There's nothing right in this promotion right now.
Well, I mean, you know Flair does this with enhancement talent that he likes, though. I mean,
I'm down on it. I'm down on everything.
I see that. You're miserable.
We should just quit.
Right.
Book it, bitch.
Thank you. I mean, if they're not going to try.
Oh, that's the thing. They're trying. Well, I don't know if they are. Jim Herd thinks he's trying.
Yeah. He's like a lot of these podcasts out there, I hear. Trying.
I think the ruse is gone, huh?
He probably Herd probably got drunk and cussed out one of their executives in a meeting, and they said, well, we're not going to do business with you.
Well,
no.
Yeah. You got pockets for my stuff, or you can put my stuff right here, asshole.
They're not. Ruse isn't done yet. It's not done yet. That's not true.
I can't find the ruse that they show in those commercials. If I Google ruse shoes, it's like the ones from the 80s from like when we were kids. I don't see any like the ones they show wear in those commercials.
So when you just search ruse, you see all the ones with us where you either had the zipper on the side or on the tongue.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Now they got some. It's like the basketball high tops, but not like these.
Not like the ones they plug in.
Right.
I don't know, dude. Maybe that would be dumb, though, but that would be just like WCW. if they had those just for the commercial, but they never like released them. Like they never actually made them.
I think that the fucking Galoob figures they made with WCW, it was supposed to be a second series, and or maybe it was the first series where the Rick Steiner figure was supposed to be wearing ruse, but they changed it to just wrestling boots.
Do you think those ruse though in the commercials they just never made them? They just had them for the commercial. That would seem odd.
Yeah, because I mean, if you Google it, like Ruse shoes 1988, 1989, that shoe doesn't pop up anywhere.
And it's clear on the commercial. You see the ruse that he's talking about.
Yeah,
They almost look like an amateur wrestling boot kind of too. Though.
right.
Maybe they didn't make them, Harper. I don't know. But it would be just like WCW if they had those made just for the commercial and then they never
sold them.
Like, because I mean, it'd be one of those things where it'd be like, oh, look, these are exclusive to WCW and you can buy them. But no, they never made them. All you had was just the regular ruse and that's it. But again, that would be just like WCW.
I wonder if someone should ask Cornette if he got a free pair of fucking ruse when he was there.
Send it into the drive-thru if he's still answering. If he's still answering old questions. I don't know. Although I did catch that line he said a few weeks back.
What's that?
About getting a blowjob. What did he say? Somebody asked him about managing someone virtually. He said,
"Oh yeah."
His exact line was something like, "Managing someone virtually would be like getting a blowjob with a rubber on."
Yeah, I mean that's you're right. Fuck that. That sounds horrible. Imagine imagine being a woman having to do that. It's like you're sucking on a fucking Goodyear tire. It's like, oh yeah, this is fucking great, man. This is great. This is where my fucking life is now. I'm sucking on a fucking rubber glove.
Would it be better to be sucking on
fucking gonorrhea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sucking the discharge out of some strange guy's dick?
You know what they're saying? Like, they've been bringing up like Lenny Poffo and his thing that he was known for.
Yeah.
Supposedly he could suck his own dick. And then, bro, it's like when you think about it, if you can suck your own dick, it probably feels more like you're sucking dick. It's instead of getting your dick sucked.
This is why Hardbody Harper from Wildcat Sports and Entertainment is the only person who can do a wrestling podcast where he just neglects to watch the actual wrestling show and would rather just talk with his boys and watch the wrestling with us as we review it than actually prepare.
I mean, wasn't it?
I mean,
maybe.
I think
I don't know. I don't have any.
But I don't know.
I don't have any reference points for this, so I other than like tickling yourself, I guess.
There was a comedian years ago, and I don't remember who it was that said if he could do that, he'd never leave his house. But I don't remember the comedian's name.
I've heard it, but I don't remember either.
Yeah, I forgot who that was.
I mean, this isn't like the 80s.
If you know, send that into Mike 504 Saints.
No, thank you.
Why?
But anyway, I mean, I'm not going to say what Harper said, but I will say I would have no desire to do that if I could. Now, that's me. You do you, bruh. I mean, if that's what you can do and you enjoy it to yourself, knock yourself out.
I guess.
Yeah.
Harper broke it down, though, didn't he? We went from Goodyear tire to that.
It's like you're sucking on a fucking glove, like a latex glove.
Can you put some hot sauce on it or something? You know, make
it. You put some Tony Satrin on this shit. Fuck.
So it doesn't taste like chemicals.
Jesus. Bro, I mean, what the hell, Harper? I mean, you know, I ain't been talking to you now, but you know, bro, I try to give you a chance. I come back to listen up, you know, even though Mike didn't respond to my text and all. Yeah, come back to the show, listen up, and bro, I mean, bro, come on, bro.
What does he want us to talk about? Does he want us to talk about some overrated regional champion?
Let's go. Oh, come on. That's Bruno.
Yeah.
Talk about Bruno. Talk about JYD. I mean, come on, Harper. What the hell, bro?
The only way we're talking about those two is if we catch video of JYD trying to eat Bruno.
When I talked to the champ was like, he's only had one other conversation with him.
What happened? Did y'all run him off?
He said he was upset. He said
Luke
D-Man was
it.
really upset, bro.
Luke did it.
Luke was busting his balls, and Luke can be vicious when he does that. And I mean, he's a wrestler, bro. They come in stiff and they come in hot with those things, and you got to buckle up and take it sometime. Basically, but he didn't. It's nothing. I mean, he didn't say anything bad, but you know, D-Man can't take it. He really gets mad at Harper, bro. That when he was on this show and he was going off on Harper, Harper's an asshole, bro. You know, when he did that Harper.
Yeah.
That's a shoot. That's real. He gets mad. He's legit mad at Harper. He gets mad at Harper often. I'm starting to realize that. He gets really pissed with Harper.
Oh.
Because he's jealous.
Wow.
He looks at Harper and sees the life he thinks he should have had.
Oh.
Robin knows champ for 25 years, bro.
It's clear listening to the guy that he has some unresolved issues.
Come on.
Bro, he got hot at Harper on one of them recordings. He's like, bro, Harper's a fucking asshole. And Harper just sat there and was like, oh, okay. Which made it worse. Well, we're watching along here. We get a plug for the Clash that's happening on September 5th. The only way you'll get the review of that is by going to Patreon, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, where you can get not only that Clash, but all the Clashes we've done and all the pay-per-views we've done. And then we go to the Southern Boys versus Pat Rose and Joe Kazana. You know, I really like, you know, Pat Rose and Joe Kazana for what they do. But this was another match that went on really long. Go ahead, Harper. What are you about to say?
Yeah, they're not bad.
No, they're good.
Nice
they know what they're
match.
doing. But I know what Doc's going to say. Doc, you're going to say it went too long, huh?
No, I don't. I'm going to say actually that the Southern Boys are good, and they're the only bright spot I have right now in the promotion.
Okay, fair enough. We did get a picture-in-picture from the Freebirds plugging the match they're going to have with Smothers
they
and
look
Armstrong.
bad again.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck are they doing? What the fuck's going on over there?
Bruh. So I'm going to go back to it because Lex did cut a promo. I want to mention that. And he tells Flair that they have unfinished business and at the Clash coming up, they will settle things. But
by the way, fucking Luger's fucking new haircut looks like shit.
Oh, you don't like it?
No. I mean,
Luger had a perm on top.
If you're going to grow a mullet, grow a fucking mullet. You know?
Commit to it.
Right. At least fucking look like the guy from Whitesnake or some shit.
That's what I'm talking about. David Coverdale was banging all that ass.
Yeah.
I love this graphic they should keep showing in the commercials for WCW gift catalog called WCW Merchandise 404-853-4607. I love that they keep showing that when they never capitalize on merchandise. I mean, it's comedy.
And why are they using the European catalog?
We talked about that, remember? The spelling of it? Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you. I mean, what do you want? I mean, dude, they can't get nothing right on the graph. Well, I didn't say nothing. They have trouble with the graphics. Let's just say that, right?
They have trouble.
I mean, it's not what I mean. How else do you want to say it? It's pretty pathetic.
It is.
I wanted to see Luger's mullet. I mean, it's like it's almost tamed down right there. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, what the
fuck? If he's got a haircut and he's got wet hair, that's fine. But the top has been permed.
Yeah, it's like he's like a jack. He's a bigger Shane Douglas. That's what he looks like.
Ooh.
He kind of does. Right
Kinda
around here.
does.
Yep. There's no lie there. So I was trying to get to the Freebirds again during that picture in picture because they really do look something special. Jimmy Garvin, we talked about it last week. What did you say he looked like, Harper, without the beard?
He looks like a fucking Cabbage Patch doll.
Right. Look at him.
He looks like a, like, he looks like a fucking Muppet.
Dude, he looks, in reality, he looks like a guy who had his face broken and had like reconstructive surgery. He looks so different.
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's Jimmy Garvin if you tell me it is, but something bad's happened.
Yeah.
You know what's like, you know how some guys they might look better with the beard, or some guys look better without the beard. Jimmy Garvin needed to keep the beard. Cause his face, I don't know if it's the hair that does it too, but man, he looks weird without the beard.
Yeah. I don't like this. He looks scary.
And yet, Jaworski will still crank 30 off to this picture in picture.
Did you tell me that guy was married?
Yeah, Jaworski, he's married. He got a woman and all for many years. No kids.
What's his husband's name?
I can't imagine.
Oh, come on.
Come on. I mean, what's his business, bruh?
Yeah. Oh, and today was Chris Launch's kid turned 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, little Motorhead.
Yeah.
Little Motorhead is right. Tremendous.
Little Lemmy.
He needs to get more plugs, Zoncha, instead of Jaworski. Zoncha's funny, man. He's got a thing for black women.
So?
But he's the nerdiest looking white dude you'll ever
for
see.
You?
He's the nerdiest looking white dude you'll ever see, and he'll. One of my partners, he posts in the this group. He'll post like a what they call a BTT babe every day or every other day, or whatever. And he's always posting this one. Jesus Lord, I drink her bathwater. This woman's so fine.
Yeah, fuck that.
She is fine.
I wouldn't drink nobody's bathwater.
Yeah, why are you so desperate?
Anyway, Zoncha always. I'm saying Zoncha like Harper now. Zauha always comments when my buddy posts these pictures, and he'll say, "Hello, Miss Zoncha," under the comments every single time. And it's funny because he'll actually comment on her Instagram because he's a dude's a comedian, and every time she likes it, he'll say something. He doesn't post anything raunchy. It's just just compliments. It's nothing terrible. Not? And she'll like them. I think she may have responded to one or two before. And I remember one time he posted either in a group or sent me, and he goes, yeah, just so you know, we're about to get married. He's a good dude. Chris Zoncha, Zauha is a wonderful human being, and more people need to be like him and not like Jaworski. Okay? Because Jaworski's
what's wrong with Jaworski?
He's a clown.
Oh.
He's a clown.
What's wrong with being a clown?
I guess nothing, since you're a clown too. But we'll keep moving. The Southern Boys, we get that promo from the Freebirds during their match, and then later in the match, Jim Ross mentions that Buddy Roberts, I need to get this one out, Buddy will be teaming with Hayes and Garvin.
Oh,
and
no.
Find out at the Clash on Patreon if that happens or doesn't. Also, Jim Ross mentions, I can't wait for Doc to see this, a new team that will debut at the Clash called the Master Blasters. Can't wait to see that one. Boy, you're going to
Well, here's the thing I can tell you, and it's straight up a shoot. I've heard that name, but I've never seen that team.
You'll know exactly who it is when you see one of them.
Remember the
Is it Doom?
No.
The video game?
No.
For Nintendo? That was an awesome game.
What video game?
Blaster Master. They're the Master Blasters.
Was it called Master Blaster or Blaster Master, the game?
It was Blaster Master.
That sounds like a Jaworski video
Jesus
game
Christ,
for
sounds like
crank.
his finishing move.
Yeah, that's what he finishes off every day. Here come Blaster Master. He just blasts off a projectile into the ceiling like he always does. Doc, you will immediately recognize one member of that team for sure.
Yeah,
Maybe
one
I'll
of them. Yeah,
Maybe I'll
one
look
of
it up real quick.
Yeah, one of them is a major star.
Yeah, don't say it here. We'll talk about it on the Clash, but if you look it up. And then Bob Caudle also mentions tomorrow night on the NWA event, we get a name drop. The Nasty Boys will be there.
Yeah.
There you go. They just ruined that by just throwing that name out casually, but, I'm not blaming old Bob Caudle. We then get the finish. Armstrong is going to catch Kazana and Smothers coming off the top rope, and he hits Kazana with what would come to be called the Jawjacker a few years later in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Tracy does. From there, Doc, any other thoughts on the match? They had a decent match.
It was all right.
It was long.
Yeah. This wasn't bad.
All right, so on that note, I got to go to the promo. Let me rewind a little bit. We got Ric Flair, we got Arn Anderson, and we got Sid Vicious. They're going to cut a promo to close us out and so that we can wrap up this review portion of the show.
Very much, Bob Caudle. It's showdown time at the Clash.
Showdown is right. And what it is, it's the destiny of Lex Luger to be beaten for the U.S. title. Luger, you dogged me for 2 long years. Everywhere I went, your name was on a contract for a world title match. This time, the shoes on another foot. You have to defend the U.S. title against Ric Flair. National television, the whole world up front. Between you and I, Luger, there's a lot of bad blood, pal. And I'm going to make one thing very clear to you. On national television, Clash of Champions, September 5th, Ric Flair will become the United States heavyweight champion. If I have to beat you to get this thing, mark my words, turn the TV on, because the people around the world will see the greatest wrestler of all time come back, full cycle, starting with Lex Luger, September 5th. Woo!
Fans, we'll see you Sunday night at 6:05.
So I have a problem with this, Doc, but I want your thoughts first.
I do too. Why does he have to go through Luger to get to Sting if he's the greatest wrestler of the year every year? And when was his rematch? He hadn't got that.
That's
That's
a minor
true,
issue, but I'm with you, but it's a minor issue.
Well, I enjoyed Ric Flair a lot more when he would come out in the studio and talk about being at Michaels from Kansas City and these Gators. This is just, it's Rick, so it's not going to be bad, but I know what good looks like.
All right.
I don't like his hair like that.
Yeah, he
Well,
went
at
from it
least he
being too
cut
long
it.
and looking bad to too short and looking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was bad. That whole samurai look was terrible. So, Doc, I'm surprised you didn't say this. Arn Anderson's out there. Why didn't he say anything?
Because we're not doing anything right now.
Well, I have a thought as to why he doesn't say anything. I know you haven't looked at the results of the Clash, and I wouldn't want you to, but he's not on the Clash.
That seems like a great idea.
Yeah.
He's only your TV champion. But hey,
Maybe
why?
he negotiated less dates because he didn't get paid.
Well, that's your answer as to why Flair would wrestle Luger. There's money involved. I get what you're saying. Well, why didn't he just go after the champion? Well, yeah, you're right. But, a lot of times you'll wrestle someone if there's a nice payday in it for you. So I'm making that assumption. But I get it. You don't want your guy going after anything other than the world.
Oh, and I got distracted because somebody sent me the Dez catching the ball because it's the 7th anniversary today. And I can't I'm as crazy as I was 7 years ago that he fucking caught it, dude.
By the way, I ain't got nothing against the Green Bay Packers like Doc does. But everybody talks about this great home field advantage that they have. They're 7-6 since 2002 at home in the playoffs.
And they cheated against us.
So they should be 6-7 is what you're saying.
Yeah. They won by 5 points, and we had a touchdown right there.
Booker man stepped in and corrected that for you, though.
Bruh.
Right?
Invisible hand.
Invisible hand. All right, so that's how this show wraps up. Harper, did you have any thoughts on Ric Flair there before we Rolex, all that good stuff?
Negative.
So we can hand out the Rolex. Before we do so, remember the only way you'll get access to our Clash of the Champions is by going to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Get access to not only this Clash of the Champions, which will be Clash number 12, but the previous 11 as well, along with all of the pay-per-views we have done for NWA and WCW back to 1988. I mean, you know, we've got all the Starcades and whatnot, but everything is up there, so tons of pay-per-views available as well as the clashes and pre-shows, World Class shows, ECW shows, all that stuff is up on Patreon. tinyurl.com.
Disney trips.
Disney trips. That was a great one from a week ago. Here's the thing, man. We don't do sponsors. I've worn that out at this point, but we don't. We don't do sponsors. So when you become a patron, you're basically a sponsor of this show. So consider it. Again, it's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. And if you still got those gift cards laying around from Christmas for Amazon, please use our Amazon Associates link at tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Give that link to wives, girlfriends, side pieces, whatever you have in your life. And do like our friend JBL Objective said on Twitter, and just physically put the link in the browser for them so that they use it and bookmark it for them every time they utilize Amazon. tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Doc, you're salty. I can tell your energy level's down this week, is just really, really down. What are you giving this thing as far as the rating goes?
I came in hot, but it's this episode, man. This is a beatdown.
Okay.
D.
Come on, dude. Seriously?
D plus.
Wow. Harper, what you gonna give it?
A C plus.
I'm gonna give mine a C, and I'm giving Harper the Rolex for sucking on a Goodyear tire.
That's nice.
Well, you stole my idea because I was going to give it to Harper too. He's the only entertainment I had during this fucking bullshit.
That was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Hey, Harper, I actually got an email. By the time this airs, it would have been 2 weeks ago at this point, but I did get an email from someone about your video reviews, and he wanted to know if you were still doing them, and I said, sure, you are, so you maybe get an email.
Sent me some?
He asked me if you were still doing them, so I said, yes, he is, just got to email him and PayPal him as well. So I mentioned all that to say, yes, Harper is still doing the video shout-outs. All you have to do is email him to chrisharper16wildcat@gmail.com and tell him what you want. But lastly, make sure you PayPal him $20 to cc30388cc@yahoo.com. That's cc30388cc@yahoo.com. If you missed any of that, just hit rewind, that little 10-second back or 15-second back gimmick, and you can get your very own video shout-out, relationship advice. The relationship advice are my favorite ones. The ones you've done on that are great. But you can get that from Harper. So, yeah, do that. $20, and he'll cut that for you. Doc, anything else before we get out of here?
I don't know, man. This episode put me in a bad mood, and then I saw that Des Bryant thing. It might be time to go do the Von Erich thing somewhere.
Wow.
Oh, come on.
Would you? Why would you say that, dude? I mean, seriously.
Best part? Yeah, come on.
What?
You shouldn't joke about things like that, Doc.
Why?
I mean, you know, people think you're the baby face, and then you say stupid stuff like that.
Nobody thinks I'm the baby face.
Oh, there are people that think you're a baby face, and I'm like, y'all just don't know him.
I don't think I'm
air. Look, he talks bad about listeners.
I don't think I'm the heel. I just don't think I'm the baby face.
Oh, you're a heel. The way you talk about our wonderful listeners, you are a heel.
That's not true. Hey, look, if you're a non-patron,
He calls y'all saps and marks and all kinds.
Oh,
He is the worst.
That is patently untrue.
That's why he's laughing.
No, it's how absurd you are. Now, here's the truth. If you want the truth, here's the truth. What I really do is, if you're not a patron, you won't understand this. But if you're a patron, and I lavish thanks and gratitude, like when we do a clash or a pay-per-view, thank you, and we're doing this for you, and all that kind of stuff. And most people don't get to hear that because they're not patrons. That's what happens.
Right. Okay. Now, he's laying on the baby face now. Because what he always does.
I'm not a baby face. I'm not.
Sure you are. All right. Before we get out of here, a special shout out to Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, the northern version of BTT. Slightly classier, actually, definitely classier and definitely more professional than us. But they support us. Please support them. Thanks, Joe and Quinn, for all your plugs. And then lastly, shout out to Mike Prue and JV, who do the show on the Bottom Line Cast, which is a show on the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. So check them out as well. And then they handle the ECW show on our Patreon feed. So thanks, Mike Prue and JV, for all you do. And I'm going to get out of here. Doc's going to get out of here. Harper's going to get out of here. So Harper, if you ain't got nothing else, hit the tagline. Let's roll.
fuck it, bitch.